Hey crafty friends, it's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. I'm excited to share another update on my M1630 Pro, the Lancelot DTF printer. And I have had it about 5 months, so I will start with saying, if you didn't already know, I was gifted this back in August of 25, and I have been using it since then. So I have shared videos on their holiday mode, setting up the printer, printing with it, and I also did an update after having it about 2 months. But there are a few other things that I have learned since using it even more. So I just wanted to do one more update video. So it's been about 5 months and I just want to share a few things with you. So I've got 5 updates that I wanted to touch on. So let's get to it. The very first thing is the holiday mode. I have it in holiday mode right now and I keep it in holiday mode. So when I first got it, I actually was leaving it turned off and I would turn it on every single day and do like a head cleaning and just a status check so that it would just print out the colors, make sure that there were not any breaks in the lines when it printed out. I would do that every day. To be honest, that was just a little bit much for me as far as maintenance, like having to remember to turn it on every day. Even when I didn't have to print anything, I was coming in here and turning it on. So I wouldn't say that I was getting clogs, but I was getting some of the days because I wasn't doing it every single day. So there would be times where I would wait like maybe 3, sometimes 4 days. And I would have the ink where there would be a lot of breaks in the lines when I printed it out. So that was not very good. I just ran a few head cleanings and it actually turned out fine. So I never really had an issue with clogging, but I always was thinking about it. So now what I do is I just leave my printer on all the time. It's turned down so that you can't hear the fan going. The fan is turned off. So it's very quiet and it stays in holiday mode so that every single day it's going to do an automatic cleaning of the print heads so that you don't have any clogs. So I think that that is really nice. I thought holiday mode was really for only when you went on a trip. But someone was telling me that they just kept it in all the time, and I have found that that actually works. And actually the customer service told me that initially, but I don't know, when they told me I wasn't quite understanding what they were saying to keep it on all the time. So I keep it on all the time, holiday mode. It's not connected to my computer. It's just on. It does the automatic cleanings. There are some days where I don't come in here and do a thing with it. Like you can do that for an extended period of time. I've done it probably the longest amount of time that I have not printed, like done a head cleaning or checked and done a status check would be maybe like 10 days. And I haven't had any issues with the ink clogging. So I think that that is a very good thing. So if you've got this printer, I would just leave it on and leave it in holiday mode. The next thing I wanted to share with you is like if you've got dried ink, it's not necessarily an ink like a clogged line, but there has been a time, actually I think it's happened like maybe 2 or 3 times, where I've had dried ink under the print head and the ink was like dragging across my paper. Let me show you. So here's the spot where there's a lot of black ink. I had done my status check and then there was just all this black ink dragging across the paper. It even got onto one of my prints that I had to redo. So let me show you how you fix if that black ink is dragging across. First thing we're going to do is turn the printer off, and then we're going to move the ink housing component over so that we can get to where the dried ink is below the print head cap. So we're going to remove this little door in the front and use our screwdriver to take out the silver component that is surrounding the print head cap. You're going to need to remove 4 screws. 2 are in the front towards the bottom and 2 are on the top towards the back. Once you remove all 4, take out the silver cover. Then you're going to turn the knob counterclockwise so that you can lower the base of the print head cap, and then you'll be able to see under the print head, and that's where you'll be able to see the ink that's built up underneath there. I should be using a cotton swab, but I didn't have any. I'm all out, so I'm just using a straw so that I could just try to scrape the print or the ink that's dried under there out. So I'm just doing this very gently and scraping the dried ink that's built up there. That's the ink that's been dragging across my film and leaving all of that black residue when I'm printing. So you see there's quite a big chunk of ink there. So I'm just going to try to get all of that off, and then I'll use some tweezers to just pull it off. So now we've got that big chunk of dried ink removed, and check on the other side as well just to see if there's any more over there, but that will definitely ruin some print, so make sure you check on that on a regular basis. You also want to have a lint-free rag and wipe off this metal cover that we're going to put back on. Wipe off all the dried ink that's around it. And after you get all the ink off, we're going to go ahead and put the cover back into place, and we'll screw in the 4 screws that we removed previously, and then we are good to go. We'll do a head cleaning and another status check, and then we should be back in business. So now you know how to fix that. If you have that issue, like I said, I think it's happened 2, maybe 3 times, but just that quick fix of getting the ink off of the print head, and then you're up and rolling again, and you should be good. All right, moving on to the shaker. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit on the shaker. All right, when the machine is running, you've got your paper coming through here, you've got powder in here that is shaking on to your print, and then over on this side, this is where the print is going through, and this little spinning thing kind of taps the paper so that the extra excess powder falls off, so you don't have too much powder on it. But as powder is falling through, it's going down to the bottom there, and it is coming out here. So this is the powder collection area. When the powder gets too full in there, or when like your powder is running out in here, you need to take the powder out from down here and pull out that tray, and then add the powder back to this area up top. When you do that, powder falls all down at the bottom of your machine. So, I mean, there's just a hole in there. So it just falls. It's messy. So I 100% would say that you need a tray, a box, a plastic bin, something under there to collect the powder when it's working, and you have to like add more powder in, because it says that you should, add more powder. I don't know, maybe every 15, 20 minutes, check the powder, make sure that you've still got some in there. If you don't, then you're going to need to take the powder out of the powder collection tray at the bottom and then add more powder. I personally find that process to be annoying, I guess, to say the least, because I feel like it doesn't allow me to just go and do other things while my printer is running, because I need to check and make sure that the powder is still in there. It's got enough to shake onto my print, and then pulling the tray out, having all the powder on the floor, then you got to put more powder in. I find it like a lot. I just find it like it's a lot of work for me. Now, granted, I have nothing to compare this printer to. This is the first DTF printer that I have ever had. So maybe that is the way they all work. You've got to stay and kind of babysit it and make sure everything is working properly and add more powder. I don't know. I find that I don't use the shaker that much. I told you before, I felt like it wasn't good if you weren't printing really long things, but now that I've had it even longer, I feel like even when you're printing really long things, I just don't love it, because it's messy and you gotta babysit it. So I don't know, that's just my opinion. I think the printer is great. The printer shaker dryer combo, I feel like, is not my favorite. What I typically do is print, shake the powder on manually, and just put it in the dryer. So I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what you want to do. Maybe you don't mind at all just kind of standing around or just coming back in to check on it and see how it's doing, making sure that the powder is there. And then you've got a tray on the bottom that collects all the extra powder. And then you just, clean that out and put it back in your bag after you're finished with your print job. Maybe that doesn't bother you. So I just wanted to share that with you just in case. One thing that has remained completely consistent for the entire 5 months is the customer service from Lancelot. I think they are superb. You use WhatsApp in order to contact them, but they say like it could take up, I feel like they said it could take up to a day. Maybe they said some hours. I don't remember right when I first got it, but whatever it was never as long as they said that it could take. Whenever I message them, I get a reply back. I think it's like 5 minutes or less. Maybe it might be 10. But I feel like even 10 minutes getting customer service, and I'm talking about any time of day, I get responses. So I think that that's really good. They always come back with like a video to walk you through exactly what they're trying to tell you, or pictures. They ask you to send pictures or they ask you to send videos so they know exactly what's going on. And then they respond and they send you back the answer on how to fix your problem. So I think that that is really, really good. And like I said, I don't really use the customer service that much now because I'm much more comfortable with the printer. But when I first got it, I was using it constantly. And every now and then, like something might happen now, I don't know, but I might have to reach out to them. But mostly everything that has happened, I reached out to them and now I already know how to do it. Like the ink getting built up on the print head. That was something that happened early on and I messaged them, they got back to me, showed me how to do it. So now when this just happened last week, I was just able to do it myself. So I have to say that customer service is great. And the fifth thing that I wanted to touch on is the cost of the ink and the paper. I just feel like the cost to get this printer, I feel like is a good price for the DTF printer. And then the ink, to get a full set of inks with 2 whites, so it comes with all of the colors and 2 whites, and it's $65. And let me show you the size of the bottle. So this is the bottle. Each one will come in this size bottle, and it's $65. If you want the ink with the roll of film, how much was that? $135. I think that that's a really good price for a set of ink and film. And I said in a previous video how I don't really like the individual sheets. I prefer the roll. I just think that that works better. Oh, and I forgot I had one more thing to show you. Okay, so I've got 6 things to show you. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, so this button over here is for cutting the paper when you're finished with it. So let me roll this down so you can just see what I'm talking about. So I've got the paper here. This is the cut line where it's going to cut. You push this button and it seems like it doesn't work. So I was like, why doesn't my cutter work? I was a little irritated with that. Now I can push this button, push and hold, and then it will automatically start to cut.
The problem I was having before is that I was pushing the button too quickly. You need to press and hold to make it work.
And then you get a nice clean cut. But it doesn't work if you just do like a quick press. So I just wanted to show you that. All right, friends, those are my 6 updates that I have from having this computer and printer for 5 months. And I hope that I answered any questions that you might have had. If I didn't, please put them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them for you. I think if you're in the market for a DTF printer, this is a good option for you. I think the price of the printer, the price of the ink, the customer service, the fact that it comes with a computer, I didn't even touch on that, but go back and look at the other videos because it comes with a computer, a Lancelot computer. So if you've got a Mac, it doesn't matter because you don't even use your own computer to work this one. So I think it's a great option. If you want more information about it, check the description, the link where you can get information and purchase the printer, you can do that with the link. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty. I'll be back again with some more crafty content, and until then,